Hello, welcome everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about the following topics. We start with discussing mutable and immutable objects in Python, and we discuss the immutability of strings and data structures in Python. Then we discuss in detail about tuples, creating tuples, indexing, nested tuples, and tuple slicing. Indexing and slicing we have already seen using string objects. In this video, I have given some examples using tuples on the topic indexing and slicing. For detailed discussion on indexing and slicing, please go through the tutorial 2. I have given the link in the description box. And we go through joining of tuples, tuple immutability. Like strings, tuples are also immutable objects. And we discuss tuple methods, packing and unpacking of tuples, and sorting. Let's get started. Mutable and immutable objects in Python. Every variable in Python is an instance of an object. What is the meaning of this? When a variable is assigned to a value, then Python creates a new object to store the value. For example, when we create a variable x equal to 5, Python look into the memory if 5 is already available in the RAM. If it is available, then it will reuses it and assign the ID of existing 5 to the variable x. If 5 is not already available, then it will create 5 and assign its unique object ID to x. So, a reference or pointer to an object is created. This pointer is then assigned to the variable, and as a result, the variable, here the x, becomes instance of the object. If the value is an integer, then x is an instance of object int. Similarly, if the value is float, then x is an instance of object float. If you again some other variable say y equal to 5, then the same ID is assigned to the variable y. We already discussed in detail about ID and type function in tutorial 1. I have given the link in the description box, so please go through the video. Now we clearly understand in Python every variable is an object. So, objects whose value cannot be changed once created are called immutable objects. Data types like integer, float, boolean, string, and tuple are immutable objects. And an object whose value can be changed once created are called mutable objects. List, dictionary, and set are mutable objects in Python. We already discussed about the basic types integer, float, boolean, and string. So in this video, we discuss about the immutability concept using string, and we discuss in detail about tuple. In the upcoming videos, we will discuss about list, dictionary, and set. Let us understand the concept of immutability using strings. We have just seen that in Python strings are immutable, which means a string value cannot be updated once created. We can verify this by trying to update a part of the string, which will lead to an error. For example, I assign the string machine learning to the variable s3. Now I is in the fourth index. S3 of 4 will give I. I am trying to assign the character A to the index 4, which leads to an error saying that string object does not support item assignment. This is because strings are immutable. That is, we cannot change the value of string once it is created or assigned to a variable. Let us check the ID. I am checking the ID of the total string, that is machine learning S3. The ID of S3 is this one. And then I am checking the ID of the character I, which is in the fourth index. So the ID of S3, which is having the value of machine learning, is different from ID of S3 of 4, which is having a character I. So similarly, value in each index will have different ID. Let us check. We know the id of value I, that is the character I. To check whether the same id is being reused, like what we discussed earlier, I'm assigning that character I to C and checking the id of C. Now you can see the id of S3 of 4 and id of C will be same. This is because Python is reusing the character I. Here I am using replace function to get new value out of the existing string. Even then, the value of S3 will not be changed. Even though I am using the replace function, the value of S3 will not be changed. But we can assign it to another variable. Already S3 is the string machine learning. Now I am replacing machine with deep by S3 dot replace machine deep, which will result in deep learning. But the value of S3 is not changing. So to get the new value, we can assign the replaced value to another variable. So SS will be assigned to deep learning. So this is how we can use the replace function. Let us start discussing data structures in Python. What is a data structure? A data structure is a particular way of organizing data so that the data can be used effectively. We are getting into one of the most important topics in Python for data science, as any data science task involves storage and organization of data objects. Following are the data structures in Python: tuple, list, set, and dictionary. In this video, we discuss in detail about tuple. We discuss about list, set, and dictionary in the upcoming videos. Tuple. Tuples are immutable ordered sequences, typically used to store collections of heterogeneous data. What is heterogeneous data? Heterogeneous data are data consists of different types. Let us understand tuples using some examples. Start with knowing how to create tuples. To create an empty tuple, we use parenthesis. Variable myTuple is assigned to empty parenthesis. Now I am checking type of myTuple. I can see the output as tuple. If I print myTuple, I'll get the empty parenthesis. So we can also use tuple constructor to create a tuple. MyTuple equal to tuple of red, blue, green. I am assigning three strings separated by commas to the variable myTuple. Please make note of the double parenthesis here, because first parenthesis for tuple, second parenthesis is for constructor. This is a tuple. Now let us create a tuple with a string, integer, and float. That is what we call heterogeneous data. So in this tuple, movie is of type string, 10.2 is of type float, 20 is of type integer. This 1, 2, 3 is of type list. Tuples are created using parentheses. Lists are created using square brackets. So this is an example of heterogeneous tuple, which is having different types of data. I am checking the type of the tuple and I can check the length of the tuple. The length says 4. First element is movie, second element is 10.2, third element is 20, and this entire list is considered as single element of 4. Let's see how to create a tuple with only one item. So to create a tuple with only one item, we have to include the comma after that element. What happens if I am not adding this comma? It becomes a string. So this is not a tuple. First one is of type tuple, second one is of type string. Indexing and slicing. As tuples are ordered sequence, each element of a tuple can be accessed using index. Each element can be obtained by the name of the tuple followed by a square bracket, like this, with the index number. For example, this is my tuple. I am accessing the second index, which is 20. This is 0, this is 1, this is 2. So my tuple of 2 will result in 20. So we can also use negative indexing. It starts from minus 1. This list 1, 2, 3 is minus 1, 20 is minus 2, 10.2 is minus 3. Let us check the type of each element in the tuple. As a tuple is having different types of data. Type of my tuple of 0, which is the movie, is string. Type of my tuple of 1, which is 10.2, is float. Type of my tuple of 2, which is 20, integer. Type of my tuple of 3, which is the list 1, 2, 3. You can see here. Next topic is nested tuple. A tuple can contain another tuple as well as other more complex data types. We have seen in the above example, we have seen a list is included inside a tuple. This process is called nesting. Consider the following tuple with several elements. This nested tuple consists of 10, 20, and a tuple with two strings, and a tuple with two integers, and a tuple with one string, and again a tuple which is having two integers. Let us understand how to access the nested elements using the following figure. For example, we can get this 10 using nt of 0. We can reach 20 using nt of 1. Nt of 2 will give you the tuple list and set. Nt of 2 will give you the tuple of two strings list and set. And nt of 3 will get you the tuple with two integers 30 and 40. Nt of 4 will get you the tuple with one string and another tuple inside of it. And again, to reach the list, I use nt of 2 and 0. Nt of 2 and 1 will give you set. Similarly, nt of 3 0 is 30, nt of 3 1 is 40. Index always starts from 0. Nt of 4 0 will give the string dict, and nt of 4 1 results the tuple with two integers 10 and 20. So I reach 10 using nt of 4, 1 and 0. 20 using 4 and 1 and 1. Okay. So here I have printed each tuples nt of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get 10, 20, then tuple, tuple, tuple. So, and I access the nested tuples using the second index. Nt of 2, 0. 2, 0 will get list. 2, 1 will get set. 3, 0 will get 30. 3, 1 will get 40. 4, 0 will get dict, and 4, 1 will get 10 and 20. Again, string is an ordered sequence, so I can reach the elements of the string using the third index. nt200 will lead to L. nt200 will get L. And nt of 410, 41 is this. 410 will get 10. So similarly, we can reach all the elements in the deeper levels also. So you can check yourself how to reach all other deeper level elements. Now slicing. We can slice tuples and we can obtain new tuples with the corresponding elements. For example, this is a tuple. So slicing from index 0 to 2. So 0 semicolon 3 means start from 0 up to 3 but exclude 3. So 10, 20. So this is my tuple. 0 semicolon 3 is movie 10.2 and 20. 0, 1, 2. Here end index not given. So it will reach up to the end of the tuple. As the tuple is having only one element, semicolon is added at the end. My tuple semicolon 2. Here I skip the start number. So it defaults to 0. Starting from 0, it will give you up to 2 but excluding 2. So movie and 10.2 we get. The next topic is joining the tuples. We can combine tuples by using plus sign, similar to strings. So this is tuple 1, which is having A, B, 3, 4, tuple 2, E and 6. I am joining tuple 1 and tuple 2, which results in A, B, 3, 4, E and 6. Similar to the strings, we can use the repetition operator also. So this is my tuple. I am repeating 3 times. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Tuple immutability. Tuples also are also immutable as strings. This means that elements of a tuple cannot be changed once created. We cannot update the tuple. However, item of mutable element like list can be changed. We have to make note of this difference. Tuples by itself cannot be changed once it is created. It cannot be updated. It cannot be extended. We can but we have seen a tuple may consist of list. List is a mutable object. We discuss in detail about list in the future videos. As of now, list is a sequence which will be created using square brackets. As list are mutable, the list inside a tuple can be changed. Let us understand with example. This is my tuple which is having integer, float, string, boolean and a list. So I'm trying to change the integer value 10 at index 0. But I end up in the error saying that tuple object does not support item assignment. Similarly, when I try to change the float value 12.5 at index 1, I got the same error message. When I try to change the string value data at index 2, but when I try to assign a string Python to the index 3 1, which is this is index 3. 3 of 1 will give you 2. So instead of 2, I am assigning the string Python. So my tuple is getting updated. Instead of 2, the string value is getting updated. This is why, because list is a mutable objects. So we cannot add items to a tuple. That is, a tuple cannot be extended. So if I try to do so, this will lead to an error. So this is my tuple which is having a list of fruits. So I wanted to add another fruit at the index 3. As of now, my tuple is having elements up to index 2. I wanted to extend the index 3 and assigning orange to it. But I got an error saying that tuple object does not support item assignment. So similarly, I cannot remove any item from a tuple, but I can remove the entire tuple using the key del. So once I remove the tuple variable, it is saying my tuple is not defined. Then tuple methods. There are two tuple methods available in Python: count and index. Count returns the number of times a specified value occurs in a tuple, whereas index searches the tuple for a specified value and returns the index of first occurrence of that particular value. So this is my tuple. I'm applying the method count and passing 10. So 10 comes in two places, 1 and 2. These 10 are inside tuple and list, so it will not be considered. Consider only the first 10 and the last 10. And then index of 10 will results in 0, which is the first occurrence. Now tuple packing and unpacking. In packing, we place element values into a new tuple. Packing is nothing but constructing a new tuple. In unpacking, we extract and assign element values back into the variables. For example, x equal to behind the logic 1000 and education. This is my tuple. This type of creating a tuple is tuple packing. So here I'm having three variables and assigning x to it, which is we call it as tuple unpacking. When I print variable 1, variable 2, variable 3, I got the unpacked tuple values. That is, the element in the tuple got unpacked and assigned separately to the variables. And then sorting of tuples. This is a sample tuple. We can sort the values in a tuple and save it to a new variable. That is, we can sort the values in a tuple and save it to a new variable. So we can use sorted function. Sorted of values will sort the values in the tuple and assign into the variable value sorted. So when I print it, I can see the value in the tuple is getting sorted, and when I check the type of the variable, it is saying it is list. So we can sort it in the reverse order too, that is using reverse equal to true. That is all for now. See you in the next video. Please subscribe my channel and click the bell icon for notification. If you like the content, please hit the like button and share with your friends. Thank you.